Yes, sir. Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? You know what it is. Your boy Nick, Upper Room Fitness. Hey, sorry I missed y'all last week. I just want to apologize for that. I know I said I was going to at least try and get y'all out the way weekly, but I kind of dropped the ball on that last week. I got a lot of classes coming up. I'm in the middle of school actually right now. So I just hit my finals and all that drama last week of just a lot of schoolwork. So, I just take some time just to focus on that up for a little bit. And also like just getting new camera equipment in and like new gadgets and gear. Uh really just trying to take the time and really just kind of play with everything a little bit and kind of see like what my bounds are to see like, really all you need is just a phone. But I mean I like the creative process even more. So I've been trying to like look at, YouTube University for real and just get ideas and learn a little bit of technical skill in terms of like editing videos and using cameras and understanding terminology a little bit. At least so I know I'm investing this money in this gear actually, get a little idea of how it should work a little bit. But uh definitely it was probably beneficial that I took that week off just to kind of get things like situated. Still trying to think of fun ways to generate content ideas, but I have been bringing the camera more to the gym lately and getting footage that way. So you guys don't follow the grams where I post a lot of my stuff at, even as well as clips from here. It makes it onto there. So it's just it's been a good little process for sure. It's it's nice knowing that I'm just getting started. So it's so much room for improvement and growth, and I'm just looking forward to it, honestly. Um, yeah, I mean, you see everything's still the same. The vibe really ain't changed up on us too much. I switched the sneakers out today. Got the lucky green ones. Still got the same books, and then we got our kettlebell today. You got my boy Plank. He's always ducking out. He's a little shy, but it's Plank shit. But yeah. So this week's episode ain't really gonna be too long. I do have a couple things I want to tap on, like little subjects, just things that I kind of think of throughout the week. And I'm just like, yo, you know what? Like, let me go and talk about this, or at least let me try to. Really, really trying to get in the habit of doing it more proactively. But I'm also not about to make something up. If I ain't got nothing to talk about, I'm not about to sit here and just uh just make up topics. Which I mean, let's see, unless y'all want to just hit me, all right, cool. So since I done got to like the last week, got like a week layover period between my sets of classes. So usually in that time in between, I used to try and like find like a book or two that I can try and pick up and read. And well, I use Audible for a lot of my books, but I like to just try and I gotta be like learning. School stimulates that for me. While I'm in school, I'm taking my classes, but in between then, I just always just trying to work on something. Even just a little bit, but it's fun like reading books. I prefer books about like psychology or just uh things about like how humans like to think and how our behaviors lead us into one thing or another. I think it's just interesting just to kind of get a better understanding how all that unfolds for sure. Um One of the latest books I've been reading, the common theme is throughout this book is we talking about it's like a book about like the art of like storytelling is kind of the theme of the book. But what's interesting to me about it is throughout a lot of the topic of the book, it talks a lot about the brain's number one priority being your survival. And it kind of got me thinking about um how that relates to our fitness goals of surviving versus thriving. I just think like that whole concept was really interesting to me because like, and I mean, I can attest to it even like in myself. Like when we're in that state of like we're just trying to survive, we're not worried about going to the gym. I'm not worried about you know making sure I'm eating the healthy food I should be eating. Like uh, the brain is gonna be more trying to make you like cater to your survival. So if this is what's helping me find comfort, whether it be like in this food or this drinking that I'm doing, like the brain's gonna pick to do that versus going to go work out and maintain yourself because it doesn't know that. It doesn't treat that as like a positive experience. So why would the brain want to go do those things? And it was just interesting kind of reading and listening to it because like um when I think about it, even like from my own experiences, like, when I was in the military and I got caught like drinking, getting caught up in drinking, like doing whatever, to help deal with anxiety or cope with the stress. The last thing you worried about is going to the gym. And then I think that's why it's important for us to like kind of maintain ourselves and take care of ourselves because like if you're able to transition out of that survival state and now you're thriving and you're in a place where you can welcome things to come in, the amount of growth you can get is exponential versus like, when you're stuck in that survival state. I feel like when you're thriving or you're in a place to welcome new things, uh you can take more creative risks, you challenge yourself more. Uh, you know, it's just a more progressive thinking and a progressive place to be in. I mean, it's the same way of like a plant. Like when the plant's trying to, thrive and it got sunlight, that's when it's trying to grow its most. But when it's ducked off in the shade, it's just doing whatever it can to get to sunlight. And sometimes that's what our brains will sometimes triggers into doing, but it just depends on the way. I mean, and sometimes we don't catch ourselves fast enough. So it really got me thinking about surviving versus thriving and how people, just trying to motivate each other. And that's why like sometimes words aren't just enough and sometimes it's like you just have to want to change and welcome God into your life to get those things. So it's it's definitely interesting like reading those books and kind of understanding like, you know, how I've fallen short in the past and how I can try and help people going forward and explain to them like, hey man, like sometimes you gotta just trick yourself into being in a state of thriving. But it's a lot easier said than done. And people uh I guess we just gotta try to be a little more understanding of that with everybody, but also like the individuals need to take accountability ready to, get out there and do it. Um Other than that, I mean, like I say, I talk about surviving versus thriving. Big thing, man. I just want to say, like, don't sit on motivation either. Like, if you want to do something, like, just do it. No matter how long it takes, just do it. Um, I started, I took my first class when I was 17. And I was going through Nova, probably did like a semester or two, dropped out, working, life happens. I go off to the army. In the army, I might take a class or two, but then you get caught up in the army a little bit. So then classes fall off and now it's tough. Post army now, I mean, I've been consistently in classes like I think I started 2 years ago, but regards to that, like, I mean, military credits and things transfer over. But I took my first credit when I was 17, and I'm on pace to graduate by the end of this year, and I intend to keep that pace. So it's just one of those things that, like, don't ever, you know, it could take me longer, but I just know I'm not going to stop until I get it. The point is just never quit on something if you want to do it. And, and it feels good to myself knowing that like I kept that word for myself and I switched. I started with like I think general studies and then I switched to like uh associates in science and then I ended up right now going for business administration. But I mean, it don't really matter how many ways you switch. Like I mean, it's your journey. It's for you. So if, if you gotta switch it 90 times until you find, something that really fits for you, so be it. At least like you finished and you did it for yourself. So um, I'm definitely like happy with just that, and working my way through to that. It speaks a lot on just not quitting and not giving up on things uh, regardless of how many circumstances that throw me away. It's definitely is very gratifying experience for sure. It's really like today is kind of like a little journal. I think I might kind of switch to that format a little bit. I still talking about how I normally do, but we need to come over here and I'll just if I'm thinking about something, jot an idea down and we just keep it pushing like that. It's better I know to come in with a plan, but sometimes I think being freely be able to talk and letting y'all just see it. How training, man. I think, or just like the process of like learning something. I guess I kind of want to speak on that as well. So like to me, like I believe like I could be taught and learn to do anything just because I kind of understand like there's like a process of trying to improve and like learn how to do something. And if you're able to break something down to like the smallest step and then keep it, progressively growing off of that, eventually you'll figure it out. But even in situations, I think like the military kind of was really good about, I guess, trying to reiterate this into people's head, like always talking about the crawl, walk, and run phases of something. Like, you gotta crawl before you can walk, and you gotta walk before you can run. And then, after running, you start sprinting. So it's just one of those things that like you have to sometimes don't get too caught up in the bigger picture. I understand that's where you want to land, but breaking it down to smaller steps and then incrementally getting better at it. And then, from there, once you actually figure out how to do that, then you start focusing on improving the skill and getting better that way. I mean, I guess like you talk about like people shooting the basketball. I don't know the exact fundamentals for it, but I know you need like solid base and squaring your shoulders and tucking your elbows. Like you're you're trying to maintain like a certain posture, and it's the same way of that. Like you gotta attack the details, and once you start looking at the details, it's easier to understand where you're going wrong, where you're misstepping, and constantly learning. Um, Shit, even like with Mondays, the my dog, shout out Mondays. Um, like when I was trying to teach her like heel and middle commands, I would just use a treat and just lure her into the position until she just learned what that position was. And once we can kind of just get her comfortable going into that position, then we name that position. And then after she names it, then we can kind of move our hand. And then now we're just calling it like that. And then now we're going out on our walks, then we can progressively keep on challenging that. You know what I mean? Uh, and it's the same, that same ideology can be applied to anything you're doing. I think like if if I'm just trying to like learn how to jump better, like but I can't even jump yet. Like what I gotta do to jump? I guess I gotta start doing calf raises and I gotta build stronger quads and glutes and hamstrings. And then progressively working. Obviously, some people may have physical limitations, but that's just an example. Sometimes we just gotta humble ourselves and knock ourselves all the way, back to zero. Like almost like be willing to be a fifth grader again, or when somebody says explain to me like a second grader, like being able to be that second grader again and taking in that information and ready to learn. That's huge. If you're willing to learn, I don't see why you can't get where you want to get. I think sometimes we get caught up and we get to a certain age and we think we can't do something because next transition of it from the next thing, from talking about training and improving skills. Uh, what I got written down just talking about seasons change, and so do people as well. So and by that I mean that just how it was freezing cold a couple months ago and it starts warming up. So somebody could be freezing cold with you and they start becoming lukewarm, or vice versa. You know, people are led by their own hidden emotions at the end of the day, and so sometimes those things will lead them to something else, and everybody's on their own individual journey. So occasionally, like, sometimes people may not be meant for you to stick around, sometimes they are, but the best you can do is just stay on your path and stay on your lane. And if things are meant to happen, they do. And it's really important for you just to understand that, uh, like, 'cause you don't want to force anything. You don't want to force anything in your life, and you try and, uh, take something that don't belong to you, or find you in a situation that's really kind of out of your character just because you just wanted to force things. And sometimes you just have to let things come with you, and how whatever life throws at you, you just roll with it. Um, and not take things personal for sure. Life is a journey for everybody, so we gotta be mindful of that for sure. Uh, Another thing, um, I guess if you have a whole bunch of like random little ideas, you just gotta just get them out. But another one very important to me, it is something that I always like to think about is everything in life is relative. Like, and even in that's in the same line as saying comparison is the thief of joy. But what I mean by when I say that everything in life is relative, um, if I can bench 225, that's cool, like, in the gym setting. But if I walked into NASA talking about I bench 225 or something, I doubt that they could carry anything less unless it's talking about like rockets or some shit like that. And I don't know, that could be a pretty bad example. I don't know, but it's just the idea that like we should humble ourselves in our approach in our lives just because it's just so many of us, and just because like how many people you can get on YouTube who have millions of subscribers and shit on YouTube, and you don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? But in the world, you know what I mean, they're like the biggest star. But they could walk in and walk by past me. I wouldn't know who you are, and they wouldn't know who I am. Um, so not trying to say like you should like dim your light or anything like that, but I guess you should understand that like it's so much happening around us, like I was speaking about earlier, and that uh a star over here could be a dud over here and vice versa. Like sometimes your light is only seen as big as the stuff you're around, and it takes a little bit of time for it to grow outside of that. So you shouldn't get too caught up in whatever you see, whether it be on the internet. The internet, definitely not trusting any of that. Yeah, this is I just saying random shit. I think I might include this in there. We're gonna see, but I think it's probably because I haven't listened to like a lot of Kendrick, and he was talking about you ever eat Captain Crunch where you put the water in it or some shit like that. And it got me thinking about them fucking Oops All Berries fucking that they used to always sell. I mean, I haven't been actually in a grocery store in a minute, but why was they talking about some Oops All Berries for so long? Like, I don't know. It might just be me, but I be seeing that Oops All Berries shit, and I'm like, damn, bro. Like, this shit's been Oops All Berries for as long as I've been a fucking kid. Like, how this shit oops? Like, y'all not accidentally putting all berries and then selling them? Like that shit crazy to me. Like, if it was up to me, I'd be canceling that boy Captain Crunch. But I digress, I guess. But that's crazy for real. Talking about some oops all berries, man. This shit not oops. Y'all gotta tell people no, okay? Sometimes you gotta just tell people no, even when you don't want to. Uh, it's gonna hurt some people's feelings, but you just gotta say no for the betterment of yourself. You gotta put yourselves first. So that means just telling somebody, hey, no, I can't do this. They just gotta understand. And if they don't understand, they might not be your peoples. Especially in terms of like you trying to better yourself. It might require you to isolate and distance yourself just a little bit, just to kind of be in a fragile space where you can heal and grow. And sometimes you just gotta be alone to do that. I mean, uh, people who understand, you see a therapist. Those are all options. But when you got goals, you just gotta tell people no, and it's gonna be tough no's. You just gotta say it. I gotta say no. I'll tell Mondays no all the time. I don't want to, but you can't eat that shit, girl. Oh, something I've been working on. I've been trying to find a way that I can get like a live stream going for like my Twitch, like being like working out and stuff. I found a couple solutions, but I'm just trying to further refine it a little bit so that I can start streaming some of the online classes and stuff that I can offer. But that's just like an ongoing process that I'm kind of doing while going to the gym in the morning and recording. It's like just trying to find ways, to enhance content. And I already have a Twitch from before, so just trying to utilize, some of my surroundings. Uh, Definitely be on the lookout. Y'all can follow me on Twitch at Nick the Shepherd. Uh, and I mean, even from there, you can get linked to all my other socials as well. But and I also have a YouTube live streaming account for this YouTube as well. So I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for me to expand the creativeness a lot of bit. Flag football starting to start back up, so working on trying to get like a cameraman or something like that, or one of the buddies to kind of record the games and like get audio feed. So might even strap a little GoPro up for me when I go out there. I mean, the weather's starting to nice enough a little bit, so the opportunity to do a lot more stuff is going to be there for sure. I bought a gimbal for like a video stabilizer and stuff. It works really well as a little selfie stick, but also uh has a little motion tracking, so I'm just around the crib. I can walk around and still tracks me and stuff. Just things that help solo creating a little bit better, for sure. Buying some car mounts so I can, be in the car and do some vlogging and stuff right there. Uh, yeah, everything's slowly coming along. You just gotta kind of be a little bit more patient with it, and also try not to take on too much. But this year just it's gonna be it's just a hectic one, just because I'm putting all the time in for the business. But I'm also a full-time student, so just trying to do the both and try and create content. And trying to walk the girl Mondays. It's a lot, but at the same time, I mean, it's what I asked for. Uh, and I don't think that it's not something that I think a lot of people go through a lot. And, I pray for her because that means God's willing to let me take on more. And I thank Him for the hard times for sure. And I also just ask for more strength. I don't ask for easier. Uh, I want it to be great. So, you ask for greatness, this is what you get. It's not easy. And I didn't really ask for it to be, but, you know, you just got to just stay in the process. I'm truly grateful for it all. I mean, I get so much support from everybody that, uh, it feels good doing something that I genuinely like. This is something I love. I'm passionate about. So, uh, when I make content and I'm doing the stuff for it, even though as much as I hate, like, sitting in front of the camera and doing all that, like, it's fun just to put good energy out there, and if somebody gets something from it, then it's dope. Like, and they don't even gotta tell me. Like, as long as I'm putting that positive energy out there and somebody's getting it, I'm happy with that, honestly. And I know God's gonna like take it to the places it need to get to. So yeah, keep on, keep on keeping on, and just trying to do my best to be consistent, make more content, and I'm definitely going to work on expanding and trying to get more people on here. That also requires like a step out of myself as well. So, because I'm anybody who knows me, like I'm real like much an introvert, really like I don't want to say antisocial, but I just say to myself, uh, you don't really see me around too many people, and I just kind of be off ducked off away, just kind of like to be in my own world. But I think that a big part of understanding the process of growth is that uh, if you're able to reach and if your words can help people, then it'd be selfish for you to keep it to yourself. So I really want to go out and just step outside of myself a little bit more, even if it makes me uncomfortable. Because if me stepping outside of myself means that it can help three to four, five, one other person, then it's a good feeling to know that, hey man, like, yeah, you're pushing boundaries for yourself and you're creating opportunities for other people to uh, exist or look for self improvement in ways that they might not be able to find it, especially in a way that I'm very, very blessed to say that, like, I was able to overcome a lot, like, mentally, and I want other people to experience, the finer side of life, and it's just a great process just to help people grow, and I hope that it inspires others to do the same. And even me just stepping outside of my comfort zone, I know I got a lot of friends who see this shit and they're like, "Damn, yo, like I see you grinding, like that's what's up, bro." And they in turn go and do their own thing as well. Like to me, that's even better. Like it's awesome to see people like put the ideas out into the world. Like everything to me, the world around us is just an expression of someone's self. Like somebody internally said, "This is what I want," and they put it out into the world. So, is like then that's how it's cool. I look at something like you see a tripod. Somebody was like, "Damn, bro, like I need something that can stabilize my camera from afar. I don't even gotta touch this shit." Like that's fucking, you know. What's the is it intuitive? Is that's the right word to say? I don't know, but either way, it's still like is dope just to watch people create things and watch things come to life, especially when it just starts as an idea, and then an idea turns into you reaching out to somebody and then getting a logo made, and then filing an LLC, and then you know doing whatever else it takes, and actually bringing ideas to life, is to me that's just a blessing in itself. Regardless of what it comes, what it turns into. Like you can even shoot content like that. Like it's just it can just be an art. It can just be something that you just putting out there. Like I don't even care on the quality. Not saying you don't care about the quality, but like it's not anything I've been a Mona Lisa. You know what I mean? Like fuck it, just put it out there. Let people see it. And some people might even fuck with it more than you thought you would. Like not even saying that I get massive amounts of likes and followers on my stuff, but I'll put something out there thinking, "Yo, that shit ain't even gonna like." I'm just posting because I'm trying to post 1,000 times once a year, like, and it might resonate with somebody. Like, I'm like, damn, like, that's what's up. I mean, it's cool. Like, people show more love than what you think it's gonna be. And we don't even do this shit for likes. It's just one of those things that you notice. Just oh, that's what's up. Like, so and so liked it or they enjoyed it. Like, it's cool. Uh, it's better than just not posting something and letting your ideas kind of sink away in your head, like whatever it may be. Um, and fuck it, like if nobody likes it, like do you like it? And that'll be the judgment of it. I mean, like you doing it for yourself or you doing it for other people? I get like you trying to reach other people, but if you live for people's approval, then you're gonna die for it as well. So glad I ended up getting out here and recording again. I'm not really just gotta just hey, bro, go on cool. I wanna be consistent with this once a week, just with this, and then as other things pop up or after figure out things we can add, we will. But definitely gotta try my best just to be consistent for sure. Like just being consistent with the post, and then we'll see where it leads from there. Um, Other than that, shit, that'd be a good little wrapping up point. We had a decent little talk today. Um, Damn, we want to start saying but see how easy I get sidetracked. I'm over here trying to do the exit, and then, but yeah, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode of Ordinary People Podcast. It was good just to get back on here, get in the flow of things. Hopefully by the time I might just honestly soft edit and go with this one. We're getting better at it, but we're gonna keep them pushing and find new ways to grow. Uh, Still want to open up this thing right here, have a little guest. Might even have Mondays as a little guest. Who knows what we're gonna do? We can sit down and see what it's like being a puppy. Her birthday is in a month, so she turns 11 months this month on the 17th. But yeah, appreciate y'all hopping in. Y'all stay blessed. And make sure y'all drink water and stay hydrated. Yes, sir.